What is up, Kick and Bass gang? It's your boy Morgan from FOMO, and today we're making house vocals like Mr. Mao Big Pee. But before we jump in, Kick and Bass is an online producer community with 7 other artist coaches just like myself that post weekly tutorials to help you build your skills as a music producer. On top of that, Kick and Bass has a 500 plus member Discord community where you can connect and collaborate with other producers, get track feedback, and stay connected with like-minded artists who share one common goal. Be the best artist you can be and inspire those around you. For more information, check out kick-bass.com. Link in the description below. All right, so we're hearing a fresh Able Daddy with the reference and our remake. Let's take a listen. Here's the original.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound.
And the remake.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
As you could hear, I fucking nailed it per casual. Couple quick notes before we look at the processing. Whenever you're learning something for the first time, it's super important to set up a key toggle so you could flip back and forth between your reference and what you're working on. So if you do Command K and then tap the solo button and hit whatever on your keyboard, you could quickly just toggle back and forth between what you're working on and the reference, just so you make sure you get as close as possible.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
It's super important to set this up whenever you're learning something for the first time because you want to make sure that everything you're doing is actually getting you closer to the result. Next, as you could see, I did like 10 different takes for this. It's super important when you're doing vocals to just get a really good take and not try to like mess with the timing a bunch to make it perfect because it just ends up sounding like shit. And if we listen without the processing, it's helpful to record it in like different tonalities of your voice because you don't know what the pitching is going to do to it. So if we listen over here.
Slaves to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I'm slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound.
And then we did some high ones too.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Because you don't know what the pitch is going to do, so you want to make sure you have enough to work with. Another quick tip, if you're not great at writing vocals, you could go to an AI software like Google Bard and just type in like 80s style hip hop lyrics. And then what I'll do is just listen to the beat in the background and sort of just like look for like a phrase or a group of words that sort of gets you going. And then you could use something like Rhyme Zone to finish up the rest of the lyric and then expand on it from there. All right, let's check out this rack. So with the rack.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
And then without it.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Lit. Let's go one by one and sort of break it down. So first off, we just have an EQ8, just rolling off the lows here because we don't need anything below the first fundamental.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Then we have this little altar boy rack. And what I did with this is, so I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but Little Altar Boy, it gives you like stereo imaging on accident. So if you just do utility with left after or right, it'll take just one side and put it in the center. So it'll make it mono again. And then in the Little Altar Boy, we just have pitch and format 2.9, 3.1, and then a little bit of drive here just to give it like an old school feel. You sort of just have to listen around for what's working with the pitch because you never know what's going to happen.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Let's go. Next up, we have a pretty drastic compressor, 10 ratio, quick attack, and then we pulled down the threshold quite a bit just to get it squashed. Because as you could see in his, like it's a super, there's no dynamics in the vocals, so I just try to smash it as much as possible.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Then we have this Ozone 11 exciter, but you could use something like RC Color or just any sort of distortion. But what this is doing is just like multi-band saturation. So the top end is giving it like some sizzle.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound.
Then this mid band is distorted on triout and then triout again.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
So if we listen without it.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
So that just brings it super up front in the mix. Then we have another EQ8 just rolling off any lows that the saturation gave us and then just taming this like low mid frequency right here.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Because that's poop. Next up we have an overdrive, just again because it has like an old school like saturated feel.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. Oh, we yo, cause I make the beats for the underground.
So just 50 stock settings here and then 15% dry wet. Next up we have reduce ambience, which is just a preset inside of the multi-band dynamics presets. And this just makes it like more choppy. It's kind of like a gate and then it's just set at 55 dry wet with stock settings.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
So as you could hear, when it's off, you could hear like kind of the reverb in my room, but when it's on, it makes it like super tight.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Nice. Next up, we have an OTT. This is also a multiband dynamics preset. And the only difference with this is I just turned the output up 10. It's all stock settings. And then the amount is just at 29% just to make it pop out.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Next up, we have another EQ8. And again, we're just taming the stuff that might have came up from the compression and then just boosting up some of the highs just to give it more presence.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Next up, we have the chorus ensemble, set to ensemble mode. And this is just giving it stereo width. We got 34 on the dry wet, 38 amount.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
A little bit of stereo there. Next up, we have a limiter, and this is just catching any peaks. So I just turned down the ceiling. This is kind of like acting like a clipper. So it's just gonna cut off any big peaks in it.
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
Next up, we have this 16th note delay, and it's just automating up in between the phrases right here and then turning off in the second phrase. Because if you listen to his,
Slave to the rhythm, moves to the sound. OEO, cause I make the beats for the underground.
you could hear it like jumps up just right there. And then lastly, we have a reverb, super short decay, 25 dry wet, and then just stock settings.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Mau PP vocals. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet and drop a comment for anything you want to see in future videos. See you in the next one. Peace.